Hi everyone, this is Lisa Kester with Wild Acorns Pottery. I was starting to glaze some pumpkins and I thought, well, a lot of people ask me how I glaze the pumpkins, so I thought I would share how I do it, and maybe you can get some techniques and stuff from it, and take from it what you want. Anyway, so let me show what I've got done. It's a several processes. I start out with the dark glaze first. Paint all that on. Did I show? That sun started. There's my fish in the background. And some more. So I've got a couple left to do, and then I'll show the whole process that I do this. So, okay. Sorry about moving it around like that. Okay, so I'm using, it doesn't really matter what you use, as long as you use a dark glaze for the crevices and stuff. I'm using a Potter's Choice Temaku. Some people say Temaku, some people say Temaku. So I use that. I do water it down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to set it out the screen. You won't be able to see it. So, okay, let's do this one. I'm pretty sloppy with it because I want it to get in. I want this base coat to get in all the cracks and crevices. And when I fire them, I'll show you what they look like. See, I'm not being real picky, because I know this will get washed off a little bit. Like I said, I do water down the Temaku a little bit, because since they're pumpkins, I want them to look kind of rustic. It's hard to get underneath all these little vine tendrils that I put on here. And I want the glaze to get in all these little cracks and crevices. And I even do the bottom. I will wipe it off though, so it doesn't stick to the kiln. Stick to the kiln shelf. But I don't like the white, stark white bottoms. In fact, I'm thinking about moving to a darker, just use the darker clay for this, and that'll save some steps, I think. So now I'm just going to wash off or wipe back some of the leaves, because I want them, they're going to end up being green. And then of course the pumpkin will be orange, but I want this dark glaze to stay in the crevices. Like that. Gotta wipe off my little ladybug here. I don't know if you can see the little ladybug. These always turn out so cute. I love pumpkins. I don't know why, but I just think they're... I like the taste of them. I like the smell of them. I like the pumpkin candles. I like pumpkin bread. I like pumpkin pie. I had pumpkin pasta once, and that was okay. It was a little different. I saw Frisch's has pumpkin pancakes. I haven't ventured out for those yet. Okay. So there we go. I just keep kind of rinsing my sponge, and I need to remember. Okay, I'm going to do another one. Sometimes it's hard if you don't water your glaze down just a little bit to get it in all these crevices. But you gotta be careful if you're using it as the main glaze, because it'll burn out, especially if it's a light color. But since this is brown, it doesn't really matter if it burns out, because that's kind of the whole point of putting the brown on. I'm a little behind schedule this year. I don't know why. It's hard to get motivated with all the stuff going on around the world. These will actually burn out pretty much, believe it or not. I wish it would actually show up more. I should put them on thicker. Because they do tend to burn out and disappear. Most people are probably doing Christmas by now. I haven't even thought about Christmas. Oh. There we go. Messy, messy. All right. Put a little bit on the bottom here. Just enough to darken up the bottom. All right, let's rinse some of this off. I did a video a while back about how I make these pumpkins. So if you're interested in how I make them, they're on my channel, Wild Acorns Pottery. It's Lisa Schutte Kester, Wild Acorns Pottery. And I make my pumpkins thin. See, look, you can see how skinny they are, because then they'll fit on a windowsill or a mantle, and you don't have you know, these big giant fat pumpkins that want to fall off. These are always a big seller every year. Of course, this year all the shows that I was registered for canceled. So I am having a show at my house. I think it's October. Oh, it's the third weekend in October. You can check my website. I'll put the dates on there. I renovated an old horse trailer into a little pottery shed, and it turned out pretty cute. So I'm going to sell out of there. Yeah, there he is, looking at the kitty mat. Clean him up. Sometimes when I'm done glazing, it's like I wish it stayed just like that. But that's why, like, lately I've been doing a lot of underglazes, and those are fun because they turn out pretty much exactly how you glaze them. There's you know, it's not a lot of hoping and praying when you put it in the kiln and hope the colors turn out, because they usually always do. Okay, one more wipe. And okay, so the next color will be the green, and then the third color will be the orange. Then of course I can't forget my little ladybug. All right, so there's step one. Well, step one was making it, right? This is the first step of glazing for me. This is how I do it. So now we'll move on to the green. Okay, so now that these are dry, I'm going to do the green. And actually I have some red here. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my little ladybug here. I'm using Laguna Versa 5. Just a red glaze. It's a nice red. That's why I like it. I also like Mako's Cinnabar. This is a beautiful red. Oh, I love that red. But it's not quite, sometimes I use it for my ladybugs, but it if it's not thick, it burns out a little more brown than what I want. So this is a little bit more red, and it gets a little more pop. There you go. It just is a little, see you looking at you there. All right. Okay, so for the green, I have this tourmaline, which is a nice, kind of like an emerald green. So this is kind of nice for the stems because it's a darker green. I've dumped it out into this bucket here, so I added a little bit of water to it because I didn't want it quite so thick. So I just want to add a little bit of green to the stem. And this won't, obviously stay as green as it looks. It'll blend in with the brown underneath of it. And just give a little bit of green. I don't like to do solid colors that much. I like to mix them up a little bit. The only problem with that is sometimes it's a crapshoot as to how it'll turn out. So, okay, I'm going to put a little bit on here. I don't know if you can hear that. My dog is under my table snoring. I have a dog bed under my table here. I have a dog bed under my slab roller. I have 3 dogs and they've always got to be like right next to me. So we'll just add a little bit of, and the brown will come through, and I want it to look really modeled. I want it to look as natural as possible. Like I said, I don't want it to be all one color. So the leaves I'm going to do Laguna Pippin Green. Oh, now you're hearing. Oh goodness, they probably saw a deer. Sorry about that. So Pippin Green. This is a really nice matte green. Goodness sakes, they probably saw a deer across the street. Sophie, shh. Shush. Yeah, come over here and lay down. Come on. Sorry about that. The little ones bark at anything. He won't give it a rest. He's going to bark and bark and bark. We've got deer around here and turkeys and they bark at anything. Anything that moves, they bark at. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. So the Pippin is a little bit different color green. That's a little bit lighter green. It doesn't have the blues in it that the tourmaline has in it, which I actually like the Pippin better. I probably will not buy the tourmaline again. It's a nice color, but I think I'll add just a few. And, some of this may show up. It may not, may not show up at all. Sometimes it, these colors, they burn out and they mix and they look nice, but you really can't see the definitive colors. Oh, now they're barking with the dogs next door. Oh well. All right. There could be someone on their bike too. We have people right up and down our street on bikes, on a bike. And I live on a steep hill, so I don't know how they make it up. I don't know how they make it up the hill. I'd be dead. Okay. I live on a pretty busy street too. So the bikes have to dodge the cars and they go flying up and down the street. Okay. Just put just a tad on here. Just because, like I said, I don't want it all one color. Okay, I think that's pretty good for the green. Now I'm going to use an orange, and I like to. It's actually, I use many different oranges. This is one I really like. Potter's Choice. It's Deep Sienna. I love this glaze. It's just a really pretty cinnamon orange, Tuscany orange, or whatever you want to call it. And then this is my ultimate favorite. This is Western's Rusty Orange. This one here it's where it's thick, it's green. It turns a little green, and where it's thinner, it actually is more orange. And so it's perfect for pumpkins. But I do have people who have been asking lately for a brighter orange. So I am going to paint some of them with this coyote orange. And then I'll probably paint some of them with the rusty orange. And I'll do a kiln opening, and you can see that if you want. So for the orange, I'm just going to brush this on very liberally. I don't want to get too much. I'll probably just do like. Don't want to get too much down here at the bottom. I don't want it to run. Running is bad. Then you got a mess on your kiln shelves, and you ruined your piece. So I stick to 3 coats usually, unless it's a matte glaze. Then I can. The Pippin is a matte. The green I use on the leaves, but this is not a matte. This is a gloss. So I just kind of dab it off where I don't want it. Use a smaller brush to get in here. Okay. I think I put one more. I think I lost count. I probably only put 2 on here so far. I get talking, and then I forget how many coats I put on. But they're not real thick coats, so that'll be okay. Alright, let's do the other side. So what I'll do is I'll put these in the kiln, and I will show you what they turn out like when they come out of the kiln. This should be they'll be at the end of this video, because I won't post the video until these come out of the kiln. I'll probably be glazing until probably midnight. Get them all done. Well, these won't take me too long, but I have to glaze enough stuff to fill the whole kiln. I have a pretty large electric kiln. There we go. And I don't even try and get it on exactly evenly, because I don't want them to look too perfect. I want them to look kind of rustic. I'm going to take some of this brown and just mix a little bit in there. I put a little bit on there if you remember earlier, but there we go. Oh shit, there goes down. There must be a deer out there. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm gonna go I'm gonna put these in the kiln and we'll be back.